Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Earlier on Tuesday, Cam Jordan was a guest on the McAfee Show. And they asked him a question and phrased it sort of like, when and what he wants to do in media whenever his playing career is over. And what Cam kind of inadvertently did here was kind of gave a timeline on retirement and what he wants to do on the field before then. So give a listen to what Cam had to say, and then we'll react.
Man, I've been blessed enough to finally play a 17-game season, albeit I did it on a bum ankle for the last 8 games of the season. But I think when it comes down to, my playing days for the next 2 years with the Saints, I'm just trying to win a Super Bowl, whatever that takes. I know that there's a Super Bowl in New Orleans, and I'm trying to be a part of that. And not just on the outside looking in factor. I want the Saints to be in New Orleans, playing for the city, playing for our championship. And I think, even pre-draft, we had a team that came on strong at the end, and we had a chance for a playoff push. All we need is a chance. And so that, the next phase, whenever I do retire and move on into media, we don't know what that looks like. I'm going to keep the main thing, and that is hopefully getting back to winning football in black and gold.
Okay, so what Cam said there, to be clear, was at the beginning 2 more years in New Orleans. Now, when you look at his contract, that might be sort of what he's thinking with the way that it's been structured. And maybe that was sort of an inadvertent slip, or maybe he's just being very forthright to say he's got a 2-year contract, and he becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2026. So he's got 24, 25, then an unrestricted free agent. And the way that the Saints have structured this deal, it really precludes them from moving Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan has a dead cap number in 2024 of $37 million and a dead cap number in 2025 of nearly $24 million. So if the Saints were to move Cam Jordan, they would take a massive financial bath for a team that is already dreadful when it comes to the cap situation, as we all know that their approach has been. So there really isn't a situation here like when Houston sort of allowed J.J. Watt to move on to go hunt a championship before his career ended. They got close in Houston. They had some good teams. He was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. But as it got toward the end of the career, Houston wasn't a contender, and so it was like, hey, look, go see if you can get you one. He went to Arizona, and it didn't work out there. The Saints don't really have that option for Cam now because of the contract situation they're in. And by the way, Cam willingly agreed to that deal to stay in New Orleans. He wants to win in New Orleans. And I respect that so much. As a lifelong Saints fan, as someone who was born in New Orleans, family's from New Orleans, bleeds black and gold, always have, I love the fact that in this era, in every sport, not only a free agency, but super teams and guys trying to collaborate to go where they can to win and form these super teams, I love that this man was a first-round pick of the New Orleans Saints and is going to play his entire career with one team. I respect it so much. And that's not to discredit other guys that leave. Do you? If there's a better opportunity with more money or whatever it is that's better for your family, you go do it. But Cam Jordan is an outlier. He's a unicorn, a guy that was drafted by a team and is going to play his entire career with that team because he wants to win with that team. Unfortunately for Cam, if he's saying he's got 2 years left on his deal and then it looks like he's going into media, Cam Jordan is 34 years old and coming off his worst season, his least productive year since his rookie year. Cam Jordan had 2 sacks. And he's right, played in 17 games. Cam had sort of famously never missed a game in his career, but since 2021, 21 and 22, he missed a game in each of those seasons. Then this year played a full 17. But even still, had just 2 sacks. That was his lowest total since his rookie year back in 2011 when he had 1 sack. So 34 years old, huge cap number, coming off the least productive year of his career since his rookie season, a team that Vegas is projecting to win over under 7.5 games. Last year, you were in the worst division in football with what everyone thought was the best quarterback among the worst division, and you should have been in the playoffs, and you didn't make it now for a third consecutive year. The window for the Saints, realistically, as constructed, is closed. It is closed. And it's disappointing because for Cam, he has seen so much since he came into the league. Remember when Cam Jordan was drafted? First round pick of 2011. Cam's rookie year was the best team the Saints ever had in 2011. 2009 won the Super Bowl. Everyone, even guys from that team, agree the 2011 team was better. It was literally the best offense in NFL history, that 2011 Saints team. And it just so happened to be a year where Green Bay went 15-1. They were the 1 seed, and so the Saints had to travel in the divisional round. And they went to the Niners, and they lost. And it sucks, and it was an amazing all-time game, and Pierre Thomas got concussed and knocked out of the game early, and Jimmy Graham and Vernon Davis were back and forth. It was an all-time great game, and the Saints came up short. Then Bountygate. Then Peyton's back, and you make the playoffs, and you lose it. You beat Philly, you lose in Seattle. And then you started the run of back-to-back-to-back 7-9 seasons. And then you got it back on track, and your window opened. And from 2017 to 2020, you were all in to get another one for Drew. 2018, you're the 1 seed. You're at home in the NFC Championship game, and the worst call in the history of the NFL goes against you, and you miss your window because you would have gone to the Super Bowl and obliterated New England that year. And instead, New England beat the Rams in one of the most boring Super Bowls on record. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. They were that close twice with Cam, 2011, 2018. And they just didn't do it. But that window is closed. Like, there is no reason to think, realistically, as constructed, the New Orleans Saints will win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. I want to give you some perspective here. This year, the New Orleans Saints odds to win the Super Bowl, they're plus 8,000. Okay? That means you bet $100. If the Saints win the Super Bowl, you win $8,000. Okay, they are at the bottom of the league as far as Super Bowl odds. They're in the bottom 10. If you go and look at the longest odds ever to win the Super Bowl, so from the preseason, the longest odds ever, the 8 longest odds teams. Number 8 is the Baltimore Ravens in 2000. They were plus 2,200. The 2007 Giants were plus 3,000. Again, this is preseason odds. The 1980 Oakland Raiders plus 3,500. The 82 Redskins plus 3,500. The 81 Niners, the first Super Bowl for Joe Montana, they were plus 5,000. The top 3 longest odds ever. The 01 Patriots plus 6,000. The 2017 Eagles plus 6,000. And the longest odds ever were the 99 St. Louis Rams at plus 15,000. Okay? So you can look at those 3. You can look at those 3 and say, hey, look, it's happened. The 01 Patriots were plus 6,000. The 2017 Eagles were plus 6,000. The 99 Rams were plus 15,000. It's happened. Yes, it has. You're a football fan. What do those 3 teams all have in common? 01 Patriots, 17 Eagles, 99 Rams, aside from the fact that they won the Super Bowl. What do all 3 of them have in common? Anybody? Muse, Paulie? What do those 3 things have in common?
Quarterback?
What about it?
Franchise quarterback?
No.
Oh.
What happened in their season?
The quarterback got injured.
All 3 of them ended up with a backup quarterback. The 01 Patriots, Drew Bledsoe gets injured. Brady takes over, leads him to the Super Bowl. The 2017 Eagles, Carson Wentz, who's having an MVP season, tears his ACL. Nick Foles takes him to the Super Bowl. The 99 Rams, Trent Green gets injured. Here comes the guy from the Arena League who leads the greatest offense ever. And they win the Super Bowl after having started the season plus 15,000. My point is, your only prayer is one of those situations. Jake Haener becomes Kurt Warner. Or maybe you draft Russell Wilson this year. Remember, Russell Wilson was a third-round pick. The Seahawks signed Matt Flynn. They draft Russell Wilson in round 3. He wins the job. In his second year in the NFL, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. They blew the doors off of Peyton Manning in Denver in that game in New York. That's your own, like, as you are constructed, you can't do it. You have to have something like the three I just mentioned, where you have a quarterback who comes out of nowhere and transcends the game and takes your team in a completely different direction, because you're not doing it with Derek Carr. I don't think Jake Hayner's that guy, but I'm sure there were a lot of people back at the beginning of the 2001 season that didn't think Tom Brady was going to go win 7 Super Bowls in his career. I'm not saying Jake Hayner's going to be that guy. I'm just saying there would have to be an improbable scenario to unfold for the Saints to win that Super Bowl in the next 2 years. So, listen, I don't want to just poo-poo what Cam Jordan is saying. Again, if you're just joining us, Cam Jordan was on McAfee, basically said he's trying to win a Super Bowl in New Orleans. The Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year, and he's got 2 years left to do it, and then he's going to retire and go to TV. Unless if you have your Tom Brady replacing Bledsoe, Warner replacing Trent Green, Russell Wilson, third-round pick, Foles replacing Wentz, unless you have that scenario unfold, you're going to be a sub-500 team that misses the playoffs, because as you're constructed, you can't do it. And it's unfortunate for Cam because he's stuck. The Saints can't move him because of his contract. And that window is likely closed. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.